Jan Thomas van Ieperen was a Flemish Baroque painter and engraver active in Antwerp and at the Habsburg court in Vienna. Life: Jan Thomas was born in Ypres, Flanders and died in Vienna. Little is known about his training. The 17th-century Flemish biographer Cornelis de Beer wrote in his Het Golden Cabinet that Jan Thomas was a student of Peter Paul Rubens. However, modern scholarship tends to regard Jan Thomas as one of the many collaborators in Rubens' workshop who assisted with large commissions such as the decorations for the Tour de l'Parade, the hunting lodge of the Spanish king. Jan Thomas became a master in the Antwerp Guild of St. Luke in 1639–1640. 2 years later he acquired Antwerp citizenship. In 1641–1642 he took Andries Lambert's on as an apprentice, and the next year Andreas de Koninck and Jacob Sons joined his workshop as pupils. In 1642 he married Maria Snotbert, daughter of the Antwerp book dealer Jan Snotbert. In 1652 Jan Thomas' third child was baptized in the St. James Church in Antwerp, which is evidence that he was then still living in that city. It is believed that Jan Thomas left Antwerp in 1654 to work as a painter for the Bishop of Mainz Johann Philipp von Schönborn, one of the important courts at the time. Around 1658 he was in Frankfurt at the time of the coronation of Leopold I as Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire and painted a portrait of the Emperor. In that period he also received commissions from the Archduke Leopold Wilhelm of Austria. For the latter part of the 1650s Jan Thomas certainly lived with his family in Vienna. In Vienna he received commissions from the imperial court and painted the portraits of Leopold I and his wife Margaret Theresa in theatre costume. These portraits were made at the occasion of the celebrations surrounding the marriage of the imperial couple in 1666. Jan Thomas also received commissions from the higher clergy and the aristocracy, such as the House of Zarinsky. He painted a portrait of the general and poet Miklos Zrani just before his death in 1664. Work: in addition to large religious history paintings, Jan Thomas painted landscapes with mythological or pastoral figures and portraits. His style shows a close relationship to the work of Rubens, in particular Rubens' later work, which was sent directly to Spain. This is evidence that he likely worked in Rubens' workshop at the end of the master's life or just after his death. Like his contemporary Franz Wouters, many of his works translate the monumental Baroque style of Peter Paul Rubens into the small context of cabinet paintings. Around 1658 Jan Thomas began to work in the new medium of the mezzotint. One of these works in mezzotint is a portrait of Titian from 1661, which was dedicated to Empress Eleonora, widow of the father of Leopold I, Emperor Ferdinand III. Besides engravings in mezzotint, Jan Thomas also made etchings. He made engravings of his own compositions as well as of the works of other artists such as Rubens, Antony van Dyck, Gerard Douw and Giovanni Ambrogio Figino.